Hello, I'm Debbie Gilbert from the Best Business Women Awards, and today I'm joined by Roma Bomic from Business 360, who is a business strategy coach, and she does all kinds of things, and I'm going to let her talk to you a bit about her long history working with businesses. But she joined the judging panel from the very first year of the awards back in 2015. I'd known Roma through Business Link. She was actually my Business Link advisor for many years and helped me with my business. So naturally, when I was setting up the awards, I wanted people on the judging panel that knew a thing or two about business, and Roma obviously fitted that brief perfectly. She's also had a long career lecturing at the Hertfordshire University in the business school, but she can also tell you more about that as well. So welcome, Roma.
Thank you, Debbie.
So tell everybody what you do. You do so much, but I know you can encapsulate it better than I can.
Yeah, so as you say, I'm a business strategy coach. What does that really mean? Well, particularly for small businesses, it's about working with business owners to help them achieve the goals that they have in mind for starting and growing their businesses. I started back in the mid-80s in corporate, and much like many of us, spent 16 years moving up the ranks, and then eventually thought, hang on a minute, why am I doing this for someone else? I could do it for myself. I ended up working in mergers and acquisitions effectively, and strategy then became a sort of real bread and butter thing for me. I then left and started my own consultancy, working with companies that had just gone through merger, change, or gone through acquisitions, and realised that I was really passionate about helping business owners grow their businesses. I also started my own business in technology. Know nothing about technology, but I thought it'd be great to be my own boss, and met a group of really exciting technologists who had a product but no idea of how to run a business, and that's in their words, not mine. And we grew the business very successfully at a time where tech was really motoring ahead. And then after 2 years, agreed to sell my half of the business to the other business partner who was from technology, so it made sense. I then got asked to work for Business Link, which is where I came across you as a business advisor. I've also worked on the Growth Accelerator program, which was a government scheme to help small businesses grow even faster through Grant Thornton. So I was a Grant Thornton approved coach. I lecture part-time, as you say, at the University of Hertfordshire Business School in strategy, surprise, surprise, particularly on their executive MBA program, which is a part-time program, and pretty much all, if not most, of the people doing their MBA are entrepreneurs and business owners who want to take things a little step further forward to help them with moving their businesses forward. And the rest of the time I'm working with clients. I'm particularly interested in female owner managed businesses because, of course, I am a woman. I've run my own business and I know what some of the trials and tribulations can be. Growing my businesses, I also did it whilst having a family, so I also know some of the stresses of being a mum and trying to grow your business. And I got involved, as you say, from the beginning with Best Business Women of the Year awards, because I thought it was a very exciting opportunity. There was nothing around for women, and I would still argue this is one of the best awards for female entrepreneurs. And so here I am, 5 years on.
And what do you love about judging the awards? What's the things that you really love?
I think every year I'm surprised by how innovative and creative businesses that come forward are. I think sometimes you might believe that you get almost same old businesses coming through, but in 5 years, every year there's an exciting business to look at, and the excitement and enthusiasm that comes through in the entries, you get excited yourself, and I just think that's just wonderful, hearing the passion that's in those entries.
Yeah, I was talking to Kathy Ayres this morning from Cleveland Scott York doing her interview, and she was saying she judges the customer service category, and she said, you know, like last year we had everything from skin camouflage to rainwater tank cleaning. I mean, she said you couldn't pick two businesses that are more diverse. And I think that's true. You know, we do get such a wide variety. I mean, as a judge, What are you looking for? What's the X factor?
I think for me, the X factor is entrepreneurs that know how to showcase their successes. I think it's really important to shout about why you're so good at what you do, why your customers think you're so good at what you do. There have been more and more young female entrepreneurs as well coming through, which is very exciting. And so, yeah, I think it's that showcasing that's really important. Also, as a strategist, I'm very interested in the story, how they got to where they got to, where they're going next, how they're going to work out where they go next. Especially, let's be honest, currently we had a curveball thrown at all of us, didn't we, COVID-19, and companies have had to rethink what they do. What's interesting for me as a strategist is that the smaller the business, the more agile they are. We hear this big word agile the whole time, but people have been able to do a full 360, excuse the pun, on the way the business. And some of the bigger corporates, well, we're seeing companies going to receivership because they're just too big. And so I think there's some exciting stuff out there at the moment.
And what sort of things irritate you about award entries when you're looking through them?
Not answering the questions. I think the questions are great. They're very straightforward. The worst entries I've seen are one-word answers or two-word answers or one sentence. The best entries are not chapter and verse, but very specific to the question being asked. I think also one of the worst things is where you see someone cut and paste answers to different questions, but the same answer in a different question. So a really considered entry, I think. And at the end of the day, you know your business better than anyone else. So shout about it. Tell us what's so fantastic about it.
And you obviously like to see figures in there as well.
Yes, absolutely. The one thing, again, in terms of a no-no, is giving us your overhead figures, your turnover and either profit or your profit margin. And that's not enough. Your accounts tell a story as much as your written story. And we have to understand where that business has come from and going to, as I mentioned earlier. And the accounts help us do that. And it's made very clear that we need to see a set of accounts. So that's really important. Even if you're a new business.
It always surprises me, people leave it out, actually. You were just going to, sorry, I interrupted you. You were going to talk about new businesses.
So I was going to say, even if you're a new startup or relatively new, just understanding your key projections, where those projections come from. You don't have to, it's not about fabulous turnover figures, being able to say, I'm earning X million or whatever. That's not the point. But as I say, your accounts tell a story, and that's what we need to understand.
I was talking, funny enough, to Davina Steele about this because she won the new business category last year. And she said, I'm going to be honest, I worked with my accountant on those projections because I'm great at what I do. I create gluten and dairy-free bakery products, but I'm not an accountant. And so I sat there and thought, if I'm going to stand any chance of even being shortlisted, I'm going to need to sit down with my accountant and work out these projections. And actually, she said, it was a useful exercise for her because she hadn't done projections. So she's got all of that now, and it's given her clarity. And I think if you do the award entry properly, you'll glean some great nuggets for your business anyway, whether you get shortlisted or not.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's two important things there, Debbie. One, as you say, if you go through the entry properly, you'll realise that it's a great way of reviewing your business. That's never a bad thing. We should all do that on a regular basis. And then the second thing is, you're not expected to be an expert in everything. You'll be an expert usually in the product or service that you're offering. And don't be afraid to bring in specialists like accountants. They should be working with you almost as a business partner to help you understand, what do the figures mean and how do I make sense of them? Why are they important? So yeah, those two key things are really important.
Yeah, I mean, we don't publicise those figures anywhere. They're literally for your eyes only.
Yeah.
And without them, you can't judge how viable a business is.
No.
And no way of you being able to, be able to make a proper overview, look at the business if you don't know what somebody is actually earning from it, you know, what the turnovers and the profit and everything is. So that's really useful. Anything else you want to add today?
No, I think I'm just reiterating the value in entering awards. And, you know, I've seen it, you've reiterated it, even if you don't win a category, the PR that comes out of it, the number of entrants that I've seen in the local press, on television, it's a great way of showcasing your company and yourself. And so, you know, why wouldn't you? And give it a go. You've got nothing to lose. And I know that you help people if they've got any questions about anything they're not sure about. So yeah, I can't see why.
We're definitely there on the end of a phone, because I know sometimes people don't always enter the right categories, or they get a bit confused about the best category for them. And one of the things I always say to people is, what do you want to be known for? Do you want to be known for great customer service? Do you want to be known for being an inspiration? Do you want to be known for being a best business? And actually guide yourself through the categories and thinking, well, actually, I do want to be known for X, Y, Z. And that's the same with any awards, really, is trying to work out what's going to be beneficial for you in your business. Well, thanks for joining us today. It's been great to see you again.
You too.
And, we will see you at the final this year. And hopefully you might be on some of our awards masterclasses calls along the way as well. We're doing. We're trying to educate people on award entries, because it benefits everybody. Benefits all the other awards that are out there, because they say, oh, you do so much in terms of educating people, you know. But I think it's important, because actually, you know, our standard of entry has gone up over the years. The more things we've done, like talking to judges, talking to previous entrants, people start to realise why they're not getting shortlisted. And it's not because they've got a terrible business, it's often because they're just missing out really vital information that would change the view of the judges, because you can only judge what you're presented with. You can't, you know, you don't have the time to sit there trying to work everything out, go onto different websites and, you know, so it's a tough job, and I really appreciate your input and really appreciate your help.
Very happy. Enjoy it a lot.
Thanks for joining us today, Roma. Thank you.
Take care.
Thanks.